All right, so this is a really brief video on this product right here from DST Precision. I did a short on it a while ago, and a lot of people were curious about it and wanted to know more about it. So it's a 5-pound setup right now. You can do a 4-pound if you take off this last linkage. You can do a 3-pound if you take off these last 2 linkages here and make it smaller and lighter. I had an issue. I don't think it's a bad product at all. I think the clamp is good, but I was just having an issue where it was sliding around on my 300 PRC. It slid around on my 308 a little bit too much. On the Arca rail, I don't have any teeth on my Arca rails for the most part. The RPR does have a little bit on the Gen 3 rail that I have for the Magnum, but it just wasn't engaging all the way, so it would slip. And the weights, Mlok weights, Arca weights, they do change your point of impact. They change the way that the rifle recoils and just the felt recoil and all that. It does make a change to it, and it can be very beneficial in my experience. One thing I did to make sure that this doesn't slide at all, because it was sliding up and wanted to slide off, is I switched one thing up front. I have my bipod up there. Then I actually have a piece of Picatinny, steel Picatinny, in between these two. And so that this is actually butted up, and the clamp is up here, right? So it's butting up against the Picatinny, and it doesn't move beyond that. It's pretty steady. I don't have vibration issues or harmonics issues, and it does seem to really reduce recoil, help me be more steady. And if I'm just having a range session where I'm sitting down like this, it's really fun. I'm just going to say that if you purchase one of these, be aware that it does have an effect on your impacts as far as, you know, where your zero is and the way that you recoil and all that. It's going to change some of those things. So maybe leave it on or only put it on for fun sessions. For me, I've been leaving it on my heavier rifles, and then my lighter rifles, I just put it on when I want to shoot tight groups and have some fun with it. It's been very effective so far on centerfire and kind of interesting on rimfire. I have a different video that I'm going to do on that. All right, so when I put that weight on, it does significantly help me with group sizes in general, just being steady. If you can see that, so that's a 1.5 inch box that I drew down there. It's pretty small. I can pretty much just put my reticle right over it, and I know where I'm supposed to be. I had to hold windage today because it is kind of windy, and so at 600, it's right about 600 yards where I'm sitting right now. I held a couple tenths to the right, used the hash line on that reticle from the Element Theos 6-36, and I was actually shooting on full power because it's cloudy, it's perfect, there's no mirage to worry about. So rarely do I get to do that, but I got to do it today. And so the group that I'm looking at is very, very small. Those markers are very large on there. Those aren't actually the holes. The holes are underneath them. They're small holes generally. When it's blown up like this, they're just a little bigger in size, but you can see with that one outlier there, that group is 2/3 MOA, something like that. I'll go down and measure it and get a better figure. Did I say 2/3 MOA? No, that was a 1/3 MOA group, maybe tighter actually. I'm going to go down and measure it here, but I just want to correct myself. I think that was a 1/3 MOA size group at 600. But I think the weight on the end there, once I found out harmonically kind of where I wanted things to be, throwing on the Picatinny rail just to keep it from sliding around at all, it really made a big difference, and I like it a lot. I can highly recommend it, and if I didn't think it worked, I wouldn't be making a video on it because I have no connection with them. I don't get any money, no monetary kickbacks for promoting it. I just think it's actually a really good product, and it's a Minnesota company, so I'm proud.